back to San Jose. Yes, indeed. We go to the final game before the Four Nations break. This is the DLS Dallas Stars post-game show alongside, wow, it must be casino night for James Bond. Craig Ludwig looking very dapper as he gets ready to hit the weekend. And then there's
he gets
Sam.
more handsome every time, I'll tell you right now.
Oh, big hearts.
Yeah, it's a big heart shirt.
It looks great. Well, you look very nice, Luds. Sam, on the other hand, looks out of focus, grainy, and of horrible. Like, this is the same thing we dealt with the other night. What cave are you currently taken prisoner in? And do you need our help?
I'm okay. I'm grainy because I'm using the laptop camera because my burping sounds only happen on the phone. So that's for y'all's.
And he wants to be our latex salesman, Luds.
But I am currently
checked today, Sam.
Huh?
Weren't you supposed to go get them earbud things checked today at the?
It's not the AirPod. It's the phone.
Did I say post game show?
This is all
John?
Good.
Can I welcome everybody to the post game show?
Yes, you said post game show, and I'll just say this now, Luds, your head needs to be like way higher in this show.
Look at the room you can fly an airplane over that. There you go. All right.
There you go.
As you can
I'm
see,
sitting in my smoking chair, so I'm just kind of relaxing.
Me too. I'm in a lawn chair.
Producer John is back. We had a great time with Katja. She was fantastic. However, there's just something about our buddy from Boston, and it's great to have you. Did you have a good time over in New Orleans with the Cowboys show, or did you miss us a little bit?
I won't lie. There was a little bit of SpongeBob or Squidward looking out the window meme at SpongeBob and Patrick playing with all the clips I saw of you guys having fun. But I also got to go to Bourbon Street with Clarence Hill, that might have to be a diehard exclusive recap of that. I mean, you guys saw most of it. We interviewed Jameis Winston and a horse within like 10 minutes of each other on Sunday night when we got there. So that was that definitely is like the full spectrum of potential things we could have done down there.
Yeah, I promise we'll get to pregame show talk in a minute. And it's pregame show is I was already asked by Lane if the Stars won the game since we're already in the postgame show. By the way, Luds, that means we do get to go home early then if this is the postgame show.
Get to go to bed.
I would imagine that a Clarence Hill, Craig Ludwig, Bourbon Street tour would be remarkably entertaining.
Luds, you want to guess what Clarence's drink of choice is?
Crown and Coke.
Not far. He does Maker's Mark with a splash of Coke.
Only just a splash, so mostly bourbon.
Splash.
Yep. So these crappy bars we were at with these little plastic cups that would get like filled to here based on what Clarence had because they weren't going to the rim with a splash of Coke. That's for sure. Not the heaviest of pours at those places, if you can imagine.
No.
The DLS Stars crew needs a road trip, and I don't know if we probably lose Sam just like they killed Kenny in South Park, but I think it's worth it for show content.
You know, when you say a road trip, do you mean we all go someplace different?
No. We all go someplace together. Not this coming week where Sam
to see us.
goes on remote to somewhere where his Wi-Fi is even worse, and Luddy's got a hockey trip, and Sean's microphone goes in and out every segment. No, I'm talking about like all of us with, all the four of us and John, so AKA the five of us, on location at the same place. That would be, I think, a lot of fun, and I think we'd come up with some very entertaining content.
Well, now we've conquered how to do a show remotely as a company. So now
doing it as the producer.
Yes. So now that that's in our repertoire, we could. It doesn't even have to be a road trip. We could go to Luddy's friend's place down the street, and now that is possible. So except that the Philly crew bastardized about pretty much all of our equipment that now has to be mailed back to us. So we can't do it within the next 4 days, but after that we can do it.
What did they do to your gear?
Come on.
Every place except for them, because Philly's staying for the Super Bowl since the Eagles are in the Super Bowl.
So they basically commandeered it.
Yeah, basically everyone else had packed up their gear, and I was the last one to do so. And we realized that they were in the middle of their live show, using all of our headphones and one of our light cords. So those were left behind in the Big Easy.
Oh my goodness!
All right, well, I'll see you guys during the post game show then.
Yeah,
it's been
how
fun
long
with you.
can we go without talking about this game?
We can go the entire 30 minutes, but we're actually going to talk about it. I tried as best I could, guys, to find out more information about Sam Steele. Sam Steele is not going to play tonight. Colin Blackwell will be in. And I did make contact with Stars PR. I have not, however, gotten a response as of yet. I was just checking the Slack channel to make sure I didn't miss something. I did not. Now, Sam, you do these scrums a lot. Typically, when a player has an injury, Pete DeBoer will say that. Now, he has to be pressured isn't the word. He has to be pressed or to say, oh, is it upper body, lower body? What's going on? When did it happen? But usually when a player is out of a lineup because of injury, he doesn't just say, this guy's out, this guy's in. He will say he's a little banged up, right?
Yeah, he'll usually say he's dealing with something is what his classic Pete words. But yeah, I was curious. I was hoping Mike was going to ask. He didn't ask. I know there's a lot going on over there with the guys coming back and everything. But it was a little odd. And I'm wondering if maybe that just means it's fresh legs just to get in there. I wouldn't imagine Sam Steele would be the one to come out. That's why I'm a little bit confused about it. But we don't know.
Lutz, what are your thoughts when you hear the news that Sam Steele will be the healthy scratch or injured scratch? We don't know tonight for Colin Blackwell.
To be honest with you, I haven't noticed him much lately. I really doubt that has anything to do with it, though. I think he's been even when you don't notice him, he's another one of those guys on that, the bottom four, whatever we want to call those guys that rotate in and out of there. They just go about their business. They generally do it very well for the minutes that they get. And I think we've seen Steele earn his way up the lineup a little bit too.
He has not scored a goal, guys, in his last 23 games. Now, I know that offense is not his primary responsibility. He is a defensive center, penalty kill guy. He's a glue guy, but 23-game goal drought. Les, do you think there's anything to that as far as the lineup choice tonight?
That's called the Stankoven.
Yeah, that's true. Logan went to 25, so it's pretty close.
Except Sam Steele doesn't have 5 scoring chances a game like Logan had throughout that streak.
Wouldn't you say he's another guy? I mean, they're not going to sit there and fret over it because he does other things, and they know the kind of player he is. He knows he's the role player. They know what kind of role he plays. Yeah, he adds a little bit of speed when he jumps up a line. He's a forechecker. He gets in. He plays responsible. So I don't think that's a player that they worry about as much as, and they weren't worrying about Stankoven, but they sure were needed the goals at times. You know what I mean? Like they know that he does the right things all the time, and obviously you want the pucks to start going in for him. But I think they're a couple different guys, different kind of games, but they're really not one of those kind of players that I think you'd concern yourself with as a coach, saying, "Man, we got to get him back on track."
Yeah, well, it's also, Blackwell didn't come out of the lineup because he was bad, right? Or Smith. Smith was great at forward before he got scratched when the new guys came in. So it could just be that, that right now there's no one that stands out in the forward group that we're like, he should be a scratch next game, and that's a good thing. So maybe it's just that it was the way they drew it up, and they want Oscar Beck back at center, maybe, and that's the way they want to go tonight.
Well, I think you're trying to keep everybody in it, right? Keep everybody involved.
That's, I think, the big point is that they have a 2-week break coming up. This is the last game for both of these teams and for every team in the NHL until after the Four Nations tournament, which will begin on Wednesday, although practices, I believe, start on Monday up in Montreal. Yep. So they literally have a travel day for the guys going and a travel day for vacation for all the guys that aren't. But as you look ahead here, the Stars do have, I don't know if you'll agree with this or not, but John, go ahead and show the forward lineup card I threw together. And I just put Maverick Bourque in the middle and Blackwell on the right. I thought Bourque, who obviously scored a goal, was pretty good, and he could easily get moved up. You could have Bourque with Johnston and Benn. You could have Dodonov down with Oscar Beck, Sam, as you said, centering. I could even see them moving Granlund to a middle because, Robertson and Johnston haven't scored in 2 straight games. Hintz hasn't scored in 3 games. I know that's not a catastrophe, but I wouldn't be surprised if you saw the Robo, Hintz, and Johnston line reunited tonight, knowing that they probably don't have to worry too much, Luds, about who they're going to match up against a team that is the worst team in the NHL.
Yeah, I think this is an important game, and I think they want to get up. I'll be honest with you, I would put Wyatt up on top. I'd put him on the right side. I would put him together. And you know what? Maybe, and Maverick looked good. He had to miss a few games, but I don't know. I could see him sliding in where Wyatt is.
Yep.
I guess that moves Logan down a ways, but I could see Bourque and Benn and Dodonov also.
I could also
Options,
see
man. Options.
Yes, I could see Stankoven going with Benn and Bourque, and then having Dodonov back and Blackwell. There's a bunch of ways they could do it. They could even move Granlund down and play center, but I think they like the idea of Duchesne and Granlund playing together with Marchment. And frankly, that's a big thing because Matt Duchesne had a 3-point night last night, 2 goals and assists. His 2 goals helped him reach the 20-goal milestone for the season, his 500th career NHL assist. It snapped a season-long for Duchesne 8-game goal drought. And the big thing for me is he reclaimed the point lead. You know, Jason Robertson has been on an absolute freight train of a tear, and Duchesne has been caught and passed. Well, he passed right back, Sam, and now he's the Stars' leading point getter as he currently has 52 points, and he's tied with Granlund for the most assists, although, albeit Granlund has 30 of his 32 assists for the Sharks, not for the Stars.
Yeah, I think Duchesne is so important to this team because he's one of the few, not few, that's the wrong way to say it, but he's one of the most creative and dynamic guys, right? The goal he scored last night was a perfect example when he just breaking ankles on Lewis at the top of the blue line. There's not a lot of Stars players that do that can make those quick little moves and lose defenders. A lot of the Stars' skill is Rope Hintz skating, Robertson shooting, Wyatt can do it a little bit, but Duchesne opens up so much for whoever's on his line, and I think that's why that line was so successful, because we've talked Marchment, Sagan, Duchesne so much because they fit each other so perfectly. But Duchesne is just so dynamic and he's so creative and such a good passer that he's very important to whoever's on his line. And I think it's kind of crazy to look at those two battling it out for that top, of the points lead, because I was looking at Robo's like 6th in the NHL since Christmas. But Duchesne has been right there with him, and although he hasn't scored in a little bit, I think he's been very good for this team, and they need him to be that good.
Duchesne for me is the most unpredictable one. If I'm playing against him, he doesn't freeze you, but it's hard to take his time and space away from him because he stops on a dime, he turns, he spins, he's got his head on a swivel. He's got the quick hands. He pulls the puck into his feet. It's a hard guy to defend. And, I think that he's got a bit of a little more juice in him when one of his little buddies comes back. He's been missing Tyler and Mush over there. And now it seems like since he comes back, he's got, there was some serious chemistry with those three. And I think he's got part of that chemistry lab is back right now.
So the big storyline for a lot of people in San Jose is the return of Cody, Ceci, and Mikael Granlund. Amazingly, it's only been a week since the trade that brought them to Dallas. But if you're in DFW or a Dallas Mavericks fan, it feels like a month or an eternity, and we'll save all the drama that's been going on around the basketball team, including today with Anthony Davis looking great and then getting hurt. But Cody, Ceci, and Mikael Granlund have extensive experience playing against the San Jose Sharks. Ceci's played against them 21 times in his career, Granlund 25. Obviously, it's the first time that they've played against the Sharks since playing together with San Jose. And Ceci played 54 games this year for the Sharks. He had 11 assists, 4 goals, 15 points. Granlund, 52 games for San Jose, and he had a team-leading 45 points. So now Macklin Celebrini takes over along with William Eklund as the points leader for the team at 39. They actually dropped down because of the subtraction of Granlund. I thought it was interesting that Ceci told Mike Heika tonight before the game when he met with the media that the one big thing is that he has vacation plans with a bunch of Sharks players to go to Hawaii this coming week. And I'm assuming that they're leaving right after either tonight or tomorrow, but he's not coming back to Dallas. He's probably just getting on another plane and going straight out to the islands in the Pacific.
The game has changed, man. That, you know what? That's
we know okay. Levy doesn't like this.
No, it's okay, but I wouldn't broadcast it until after the game.
Until post game?
Right. Yeah, I mean, now you kind of put yourself out there. If you have a
sugar honey iced tea game,
sugar honey iced tea shift or game, the first thought is, where's your mind? Are you already on the plane? Are you got your little hula skirt on or whatever you guys do there? So, I just wouldn't broadcast. But you know what? It just means that I think when a player comes in there and all of a sudden he makes good connections, and I think it says something about the team. The group of players that are there, that, it was a short time or not a long time, and he's fine with hanging.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting too that he
hold that thought, Sam.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We have line combinations from San Jose, and Luddy nailed it again. We'll talk about that after Sam talks about Sleeper here on the DLS Dallas Stars pregame show.
Oh, yeah. Get to talk about Sleeper, my favorite, especially in the pregame, because it's just, you guys get to hear me talk for so long. It's amazing.
Are you
Sleeper,
on an analog camera? Or we have high definition now, right?
It's a Mac.
I know what that is. I know what that means.
Thank you, Luds. That joke was for you.
That's coming for the guy with a Hotmail email account. All right. Sleeper is the best fantasy platform out there. Put your ball or puck knowledge to the test by picking whether your favorite or least favorite player will have more or less in their projected stats each week. I'll give you my full picks in a minute here. With Sleeper, the more picks you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times your money. Sleeper keeps you in the loop with instant alerts, breaking news, major injuries, so you can stay ahead of the game, keep track of league updates, and outsmart your friends at every turn. If you think you have what it takes, new users can download the Sleeper app and use the code DLSSTARS. Oh no, I lost it. There we go. To get $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. Apply it to any contest. Doesn't have to be your first. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. I don't even know where you guys are on my computer right now, so I'm just going to pretend you can see me. All right, let's look at the picks for tonight. This is a little easier. Stars play a little earlier tonight, so it's not the only game going on. But I'm going to still stick with mostly Dallas Stars in here. So we just talked about Jason Robertson. He has been very hot since Christmas, 6th in the NHL with points. He's second on the team right now, as we just mentioned, right behind Matt Duchene. He did not score last night, which I predicted. That was one that I got wrong. But tonight, I'm going to go with him getting a goal. That is 2.36 times if it hits. I'm also going to go with Wyatt Johnston and Rope Hintz because, as Luddy just said, I believe they're going to be put together. And I think this line is going to be huge for the Stars tonight. So I'm going to go with Wyatt getting over 2.5 shots on goal. 1.67 is the payout on that one. And Rope Hintz also scoring a goal. That's right. I got Rope and Wyatt scoring tonight. Rope is a 2.45 times if he hits on that one. Now we scroll way down here, and this is not a current Dallas Star, but we know we all miss him. Joel Hanley, Calgary Flames. Calgary is playing Seattle tonight. I got Joel Hanley with 1.5 blocked shots tonight for a 1.71 payout. So no 6.55s tonight for Thomas Harley. There's not a whole lot of them out there, but that is the ticket. Those are the picks, and they are in. Boom.
All right, John. Thank you, Sam. John, get ready to show a few quotes from the chat because they are lighting Sam up. Luddy, are you ready for this? After I made the high definition joke, talk with me. That's Jordan said, it's a MacBook. And then Burned Oil said, Sam in beautiful 240p. Then Kleb says, MacBook webcams do so little with so much. Hendy said, clean your screen, Sam. You got something on the lens. And then Kevin Gray said, because, KG's in our pregame show, Sam could use the money he wins on Sleeper to upgrade his camera.
Is it really that bad? It doesn't look bad on mine.
It looks pretty fuzzy.
It looks totally normal. So this is a MacBook from 2022.
Sam, it looks like you won that thing in like a Fruit Loop cereal box game or something. Like you brought in 20 box tops to your elementary school cafeteria, and they gave you a free modem because of it. It looks like it's being shot on a potato.
Oh my God, they're still Luddy. They're just teeing off on him. I've got William that says, I don't have the chat open this time. Just like that, another nickname, 240p Sam, which is brilliant. And then Reed said, is Sam in a holding cell? Burned Oils goes, Sam's got a Hawk 2 on his screen. By the way, I think I said scream instead of screen because I'm laughing too hard. And Hendy said it almost looks like Sam has a beard. And then Marshall said Sam finally got arrested for his crimes against plumbing. And then Jordan said, it looks like you're on FaceTime, but with bad service.
Can we get the Four Nations break away from the diehards so I can get a break?
Burned Oil said, time for Sam to go to the Apple store. Court said, turn off the overhead light and put a lamp in front of you. They are just going to town. And then Andrew said, lighting, it looks like Sam is in the bathtub for the show. Oh, no, my goodness.
I'm in a lawn chair.
Luddy, we don't even have to be here. The diehards are carrying this one.
Let's just keep it going.
Oh my God. I
can't see it. So
I'm about to cry laugh again. Burned Oil's called Sam Plungio. It's again another plumbing joke. And then Ardell said, Sam is handsome and he knows it. Oh, he brought us back to levity. And there's the flushing sound. Oh, John.
Man, that's new.
Is wonderful.
Is that a drop or is that John flushing his toilet?
That sounds like a big drop.
Sam.
John is the king.
There's
of the
one
drop.
of us in the bathroom. I wasn't even on the screen when that sound came through. Don't try to
No,
pin
but
that
you're on
me.
it now. And did the guys in the chat miss John? Because Kat wouldn't put herself on camera. She would talk, but never on screen.
I know. I'm putting myself on camera. Don't worry.
I'll give you guys the choice: demon voice or bad camera. Those are your options for the time
Demon
being.
voice is way funnier, but yeah. Well, let's get into the goaltender for a minute here. Actually, no, the lines. Sorry, Luddy, you are dead on accurate. According to Mike Heika, the lines are Robertson, Hintz, Johnston, Marchment, Duchesne, Granlund, Ben, Bork, Dodonov, Beck, Blackwell, Stankoven. I don't remember the last time Colin Blackwell was in the middle, but maybe they don't feel comfortable playing him on the left wing. You were really on the money, Luds.
Well, I mean, I think, and again, we said this last night after the show, is like, this is, I mean, I'm not going to say it's a do or die game, but I mean, it's one of those kind of games where, you want to at least come out of this trip, at 500 and get 3 out of 6 points before the break. And I think it's important. I think that, they haven't had one of these little series here where they don't collect the points that they're supposed to. So I think they want to go it out on a good note, and you lead Trump and you put all the big guys together.
I need to stop reading the chat because they are just teeing off and I'm laughing. Talk about goaltending, Sam. Casey DeSmith starts tonight. He's looking for his 3rd straight win. He's been really good, especially on the second night of back-to-backs. It's a hard job to be a backup. You don't always get the easiest starts, but he has really succeeded well at being Jake Ottinger's number 2. And there's another toilet joke.
Oh man, nice. He's been great. I was looking back at some of his stats just to see how good he's been. I mean, his last game was St. Louis, right? It just cluster of a game in St. Louis, and I think that I mention it every time we talk about Casey. He's just a very assertive, calming presence when he goes in there, and I think they need that because Jake is obviously a big presence, a very confident goalie. So to be able to go in there and have that.
Sorry, Sam. His last game was the win over the Blue Jackets on the 2nd.
Oh yeah, the home game. So but what he brings to this team is nicely similar to what Jake brings, and I think that's why the fit is so good. It's why Wedgwood was so good when he was here. There's not a drop off. Often in play, but also in the demeanor and the confidence he gives you behind you. And Luds knows. When you have confidence, that guy's going to make a big save when you mess up. Not saying Luds messes up, but that is a huge confidence boost and allows you to play your game.
I was just going to ask you guys, when's the last time you think you saw a shootout when Nick Foligno and Radek Faksa are part of the shootout?
Is that what's going on right now?
Yeah. And
Hawks?
Hey, your buddy Faksa just scored.
Attaboy, Radek.
Round 10.
Oh boy!
How many? What round?
He was always
10?
excellent.
Round 10.
Always excellent in the shootout.
See, I'm glad you brought that up because I've heard people say they like remember the Olympics when it was Datsuk versus Oshie. It was brilliant. It was really fun. But I want you. I don't want it to go 3 or 5 shooters and then they can reset. I want it to go through I want it to get to Ludwig before they can go back to Madonna.
We wouldn't have the Merrick Malik goal if it was able to reset.
You remember what was that, a couple of games ago, and we saw a defenseman pushing people to get off the bench?
I remember
that would be me when there was only one guy left to shoot.
Just hiding.
Yeah, just gone.
Gone. Well, that's an interesting devious strategy. Could you feign an injury or just leave the bench in a shootout like that? Like, what if somebody got hurt?
I would attempt it. I would jump over the boards and twist an ankle.
Dive away.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the Sharks lines tonight. They didn't have a morning skate either, but they do have updates. So as you see on the screen, this is how we guessed it to be. Klim Kostin is not going to play. He was activated from the IR, and they sent down Colin Smith, but he's actually not in the lineup. Carl Grundstrom is going to play instead on the 4th line. So that's interesting. don't follow the Sharks like we do the Stars, but I'm curious why they would activate a player only to not play him in the game that night. Why not keep him in IR for another game? But either way, that's their look. And Luds, it's pretty top heavy, that group, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's easy for teams to come in and get overconfident. And that's probably, I mean, this team is a minus 63. Their goals against is, or 62 or something like that. So, everything you look at, if you look at anything, and probably coaches are taking all the press notes and throwing them away when they come in to play these guys. But, and I think they've won 1 game of their last 10, and I saw where they had lost 8, and you know what I mean? They're having a hard one this year. And so it would be, and I think that's why you go into a game like this from a coach's standpoint, and you're going to give them every reason not to have this be. I don't think I wouldn't call it a trap game, because it's just a team that doesn't have a lot of depth. And
Hikes
so
would.
What?
I said Heiko will call it a trap game. You know that.
Well, hey, is this a trap game? Yeah, he's everything's a trap game to Heiko.
Hey, Lutz, do you think you said this last night before our pregame show and our postgame show as well, about guys kind of being distracted and thinking about the break. But you said even last night, you thought that this game is less of a threat of that because they don't want to go to the break having been winless in 3 in a row.
Yeah, that's why I think that's why I was just again guessing at lines and thinking I'm putting everybody together. I'm loading up as much as I can, and we're trying to say, we need this game. Let's look at this game. And I looked earlier and I saw Minnesota was losing 3-1. Maybe there's an opportunity to go on that stretch. What are we doing? A window washer now, or what?
Try to clean it, but I don't
How
think
can
that's
I help
problem.
the screen?
No, not at this point. All right, let's look at the defense real quick. Let's make this point.
I'm trying to give every reason to my players and the best players to give them people to work with, people to go out, have some fun, and I would say, you know what, guys, let's put a good first period in. We get up by a little lead. Let's go have some fun tonight, where everybody's going on a break. Not to sewer the team across the hall, but it's not about them. It's about us having a good time tonight. And the best way to have a good time is to win the hockey game, get on a plane, and have a few beers before you go to Hawaii, wherever you're going.
Well, just listen to how bad San Jose has been lately. Not only do they have the worst record in hockey, they have the worst home record in the league. They rank last in team goals against average. They're tied for 28th in team save percentage. They're on a 3-game losing streak, 0-2-1. They have 1 win, 8-1 in their last 10. And since December 5th, you ready for this? They are 5-21-2, 12 points in their last 28 games. That's a point percentage of 2.14. Yes, Dallas, 2.14. And they are, Luds, minus 46 in their last 28 games. They're averaging almost, but losing by 2 every night for almost 30 games. That is epically bad.
Yeah, they're scoring just over 2 point something, giving up 4. Again, you would think they'd be on the path for that goals against, but I think the Caps still have that. Washington, I remember Rick Green. I played with Rick Green. Greeny had told me that he was there when they were like minus 295 or something like that. I don't even know how you can do that, but he had said there was a guy in the stands all the time. Every time he was on the ice for a minus, some guy would hold up a card. Minus 63. Minus
That's
64.
amazing. The green jacket.
Yeah. So, and it's not that long ago that the San Jose team was not. They were like in the 100, almost 200, minus 200 something.
Pretty much every time, right?
Yeah. And then 90 sometime.
All right, guys, to finish this out, this is for Sam. Sam, don't say that. It's already late enough.
So you said how bad they were.
To punish Sam, you ready for this, Luds? I want you to pay attention because you're going to enjoy this. Sam, can you see our screen? That's step 1. You can see the screen, right? You can see us?
Okay. You guys? Yes.
Yes. John, would you please put up the San Jose defensive line card? All right, Sam. Third pairing. Give it your best shot.
I know Liljegren. Oh, boy.
His first name is Shakir, in case you're wondering.
Shakir Shakir
Mukamadulin.
Oh, Luddy, you nailed it. Look at that.
I figured it'd be silent. I was going too hard. I thought the K would be silent. The C is silent.
It is not. There's no C.
R-O-C-K.
There's no C in Mukamadulin. So
are you going to the mall today?
And Vitek Vanecek will get the start. It's his second game since suffering an upper body injury against the Utah Hockey Club back in mid-December. He finished that game but missed the next, I think it was month and a half. He played against Vancouver on Thursday. They lost in overtime because new Canuck forward Drew O'Connor came over with the Marcus Pettersson trade from the Penguins, scored a game-winning goal on a penalty shot in overtime against Vanecek. So we'll see what the Stars can do tonight. Let's pray. Let's cross our fingers for some regulation. Toilet flusher too. Boy, if you think Stars After Dark has been fun with Kat, which it has been, just wait till producer John, who has been off of the show for a week, starts unloading, pun intended, on some of his drops in our post game.
Going off camera for post game.
A lot of fun. We'll see you after the game.
I believe that they are going to crush these guys tonight.